Hey everyone, guess what day it is? It is Soap Sunday around here. So let's see what I'm cooking up in the basement today. So I had ordered some really amazing fresh peach fragrance that I've been dying to use. So as part of my spring line, I am definitely going to have a bar that smells like fresh peaches. So in today's video, I'm going to make a white tea peach soap. I'm actually using white tea. In most of my soap, of course, I use goat milk. And I love the benefits of goat milk, but there's a lot of benefits in teas as well, especially white teas. Has a lot of antioxidants and good stuff for our skin that does linger when you use it. So today I'm going to be using white tea. It'll be fragranced with fresh peaches. And I think I want the design to have some pretty peach coloring in it with, of course, a background of white, I'm thinking, and then use the peach leaves, the crushed up peach leaves, the tea leaves, as exfoliant in the bar itself. So I will sprinkle that into the batch and see how that turns out. So follow along with how I put this together, and then I will show you the final product at the end.
So the first thing that I like to do is just get all of my utensils set up so that they're ready, because as I mentioned, sometimes some of these batches can set up pretty quickly. So the more prepared you are to start, the better the batch is going to go as you move along. Here is the brewed tea that I'm going to be using in today's batch. It's actually white peony tea, so like the flower. And so it is a nice caramel color, and I'll be adding that, the lye into this, and then mixing that into my oils in a bit. After measuring out my hard oils, I get those in my little pot on my little burner, so that I can get those melting down. I usually do this first because they do take the longest to cool down. The lye will cool quicker because it's smaller amounts. So I get all my hard oils melted so that I can add them to my regular oils, and they kind of cool down together. Now I add my lye to my tea, and I always make sure, of course, I've got my gloves on and I have my face mask on, which you can't see, so you're not breathing in any fumes. Lye is very caustic, even to the lungs, so safety always first. Now to get my liquid oils measured out and to check on the hard oils, they're just about finished melting, and I can get those added together and they'll start cooling off together. Now while we wait for everything to cool, comes the more creative part. So I get the colors together, the scent measured out and ready to go, and anything additional that I'm going to be adding into the batch, like the tea leaves that I'll be putting in here as well. I usually only get primary colors as my micas, and then that way you can kind of create a rainbow from those primary colors. So in order to create the peach today, I actually have to mix pink and yellow together just to get that right shade of peach that I want to go inside this bar. I just used a little bit of extra oil to mix these colors together. You can just add in the powder, but then you are running the risk of getting chunks inside your bar, and you don't really want that. So to make sure that all the clumps and chunks are smooth, add a little oil in there, mix away, and then add that to your batch, and you're going to get a smooth, even color. I'm reaching over here because I'm testing the temperature of the lye. You can't see it's an ice bath behind the camera there. Making sure it's cooling down efficiently, and then I check the oil as well. I usually like to soak anywhere between 100 and 110 degrees. Keeps the batch kind of fluid and gives you a little more time to be able to work with it. And then here is those crushed tea leaves that I'm going to be adding in as well. I set the oils in the ice bath as well to help it cool down a little quicker, and it finally hit the right temperature that I like to work with, so now we get to move on to the fun part. When you put your stick blender in there, you want to burp it. You want to get out any air that might have been captured underneath it, because the less air you put into your oils, the less bubbles you're going to get and a more smooth bar at the end. So make sure you burp that stick. The tea definitely darkens the oils, and you can leave it like this if you like a nice rich dark brown bar. The bar that I'm working on today, I want it to be more of a creamy white. So I've got my work cut out for me because I've got to cover all this darkness. So I'm going to start out with a couple teaspoons of the white and see how far that goes, but I may have to add some additional. It took a couple extra teaspoons of the white, but I finally got it to the color that I'm happy with. So now I can split my batter so that I can color some peach and leave the rest white. And it will start to come together now. Adding in the peach fragrance now, and I wish that you can smell it through the TV screen or your phone because this peach smells absolutely amazing. And then I am dumping in these crushed tea leaves to add that exfoliation. Since this white is my base, I put my stick blender back in it so I can get the batter to thicken up a little bit more. I soap at a little bit warmer temperature so it stays very fluid, so I have more time to play with colors, and if I forgot something by chance I can get it added in there. But then when I want it to kind of set up faster, just continue to stick blend it and it will start to thicken by just doing that. So that's what I'm doing here so that I could get it poured into the mold and that the peach would kind of float in it better the way that I'm going to do the drop swirl. What you can't see here is how high I'm holding the container of peach. For a drop swirl, the higher that you hold it, the deeper it goes into the batter below it. And then of course, the closer you get to the batter, the higher up on the bar it is. So if you wanted something just to go across the top, you would get really close to the batter. And if you wanted something to penetrate deep into the soap, then you want to hold it higher. So this is what is called a classic drop swirl. And I'm going to add in peach, and then I'll put a little more white on top of that. And that just kind of helps it compound down into the bar, and it will give it more of a wispy look instead of it just being kind of thick globs inside there. You can see on the left side of the mold there I have little blue lines. That tells me exactly where each of my bars are going to cut when this is finished, because I'm going to use this pipet to put some drops down so that I can create a little heart design, and each and every bar will have that design on it. It will also be more of a texture design, so it will stand up, it'll be raised, and I just think it just gives the bar a little more uniqueness, makes it pretty, and it's just fun to do as well. And it doesn't have to be perfect. What I love about soaping is that you can make it as unique and interesting as you like. And this one is more of a kind of abstract heart design, so it's not going to win any awards in the art department, but it makes the bars really pretty, and I love how it stands up. I spray a little rubbing alcohol right on the top of the bar. This helps prevent what's called soda ash. It'll be like a white, filmy haze on the top of your bars if you don't, which will really mute your colors. It can get pretty extreme sometimes and actually dig into the bar itself, and so the alcohol just prevents that, and it also, of course, evaporates right off. So it doesn't affect the bar in any way, it just helps you avoid a bar that may come out really ugly. I put that in my curing closet, covered up for 24 hours, and now it's time for the best part, which is the cut. So it's always fun to have to wait for that the next day and then see how each of those bars turned out, because they're like fingerprints. Every single one is different and unique, and I love seeing how they turn out. So thank you all very much for watching. It was very fun to make with you all today. The last video I did, I just actually put subtitles in there, and this time I thought I would actually use my voice and explain what I was doing. Let me know which one you like better. If you like subtitles and just the music playing in the background, I'm happy to do that. But if you like me just kind of telling you what I'm doing as I'm doing it, I'll be happy to do that too. So put it down in the comments on which one you prefer. And stay tuned for next week, because we're going to have a really interesting bar coming next. And also check out our website to see what we actually have on our store available. This one will be ready in the end of January to the beginning of February, but we do have some bars available now. But thanks so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.